So, if you're anything like me, you like the idea of reading, but when it actually comes time to buckle down, sit on a chair, pick up a book, and read, you have a hard time focusing, let alone really enjoying it. And maybe you've probably thought to yourself, well, I guess reading is just not my thing. But deep down, you know that by not reading books, you're missing out on some of the essential in-depth and profound insights ever written. So how can people like us, people who aren't naturally bookworms, actually read books, retain their information, and actually learn to enjoy it? Well, in this video, I'm going over 7 powerful strategies that will help you not only read more, but find that you enjoy reading more than you ever possibly thought you could. Tip number 1. If you want to start reading, don't overachieve. You know it's extremely easy to say, okay, from now onwards, I'm going to read a book every week. But deep down, you know you won't be able to. So for you to break into the habit of reading, you need to set your standards to the lowest if you're just starting out. I'm talking 2 pages a day, or probably lower than that. Reading 2 pages will only take about 2 minutes if you're an average speed reader. So it's an extremely easy task. But remember, it's just as easy not to do, so make sure you do it. Tip number 2. Read what actually interests you. One of the main reasons people struggle with reading is that they force themselves to read things they don't enjoy. If a book feels like a chore, you're less likely to stay engaged or absorb the information. Instead of focusing on what you think you should read, choose material that genuinely interests you. Whether it's fiction, self-improvement, history, business, or even short articles and blogs, reading should be something you look forward to, not something you dread. The more engaged you are, the more you'll naturally build a reading habit without feeling pressured. Tip number 3. Read for a purpose. Reading is more meaningful and effective when you have a clear purpose behind it. Instead of reading just for the sake of it, focus on what you want to gain, whether it's knowledge, personal growth, entertainment, or skill development. When you read with a purpose, you stay engaged, retain more information, and apply what you learn in real life. Purposeful reading helps you filter out unnecessary content and focus on books, articles, or resources that truly add value to your life. Tip number 4. Read before going on the internet. I don't think you need me to tell you that the internet is an ADHD-inducing place full of shoddy dopamine mediums and shallow thinking. Checking your Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, or Facebook before reading a good book is like binge-eating candy before tasting a fine wine. The wine will obviously taste way worse, and perhaps you won't be able to drink it anyway. Key point here is, try as much as possible to read a book before your brain is zapped by the internet. A better way to do this, obviously, is to read first thing in the morning, which brings me to the next tip. Tip number 5. Layer your habits. Habit layering is when you pair an already existing habit that you enjoy doing with another habit that you're trying to work on. If it's a habit for you to drink a nice hot cup of coffee in the morning, you can simply pair that habit with reading. An effortless way to do this is to put the book that you want next to your coffee maker in the morning, so when you get up and make yourself a cup of coffee, you'll see the book and take it, and while having your coffee, you'll be reading as well. By layering an already existing habit with one you're trying to work on, not only will it be easier to work on that new habit, but the pleasure of the first habit may even rub off on the other one. Tip number 6. Try audiobooks. Listening to audiobooks is a great way to soak in the information of a book while still being able to multitask. Whether you're commuting, working out, or doing chores, audiobooks let you absorb knowledge effortlessly. They enhance learning, improve focus, and make even the most complex topics easier to grasp. Plus, with a vast library of titles available, you can explore personal growth, business strategies, or even unwind with fiction. Give audiobooks a try and turn idle moments into opportunities for acquiring more knowledge. And tip number 7 is, change your attitude. This final tip is the most important one among all the others, because if you self-identify as someone who hates reading, you're building up unnecessary mental resistance towards something you're trying to do more of. Shift your mindset. Reading isn't a chore, it's a tool for growth, knowledge, and success. So, if you start identifying as someone who probably enjoys reading, you'll break down mental barriers and you'll find the other 6 tips a lot easier to do. Make reading a habit by setting aside just a few minutes each day, and don't pressure yourself to finish everything. The key is to focus on enjoyment rather than obligation. With the right mindset and these strategies applied, you might just discover that reading isn't as bad as you once thought. It could even become one of your greatest tools for growth and success. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you like videos like these in general, hit that subscribe button. Also, drop a comment below and share your thoughts.